This week on My Time to Talk.
Sympathise with certain things that a judge would not.
To be fair, I think the compassion is lacking all around. I mean, we just see did he get let out?
Oh gosh, that's another thing, isn't it? That Windrush was the death of Jamaica in the 60s and 70s. It was the death of Jamaica, and it wasn't made better by us being over here.
They destabilised Jamaica because they sent all of their skilled workers to England to help build up England. Do you know what I mean? Now nobody wants to deal with him unless they're like within a group of people. So if it takes 5 police officers to deal with this boy, and you was expecting his family, one mum or his one dad to deal with him. Do you know what I mean? Like, so let's understand the gravity of these things and see that it's not as simple as, oh well, you know, he's just a this or he's just a that.
Remember that if you come across something else that you think, oh well, this is good, you know, like go for it, you know, like don't let anything be, because I told everybody that I wanted to be a doctor, so I'm gonna have to do and slog it out, you know. No. If it's painting that you wanted to do instead, go for it. Even if it is that,
you don't get the results this time, like nothing is over till it's over. So you always have to watch who you're eating with, boy, because I would not be accepting no food from no ex-daughter-in-law, that's for damn sure. Because you don't know what that marriage was like. By the time that person's become an ex, I'm not going around to eat with no daughter-in-law, I'm sorry.
It's my time to talk. We're here again. And today we're going to do a general, away, abroad, here. Well, we're going to start with Aaron Patterson, which will probably mean nothing unless you say mushroom killer. Which, like, shouldn't even be laughed at, actually, sorry. Because, like, how somebody can sit at a table and watch 4 other people kill themselves.
Well, they didn't kill themselves.
Well, be killed by her, but they're killing themselves by eating the thing, what she'd given them. It just makes you wonder, like, how can people be so cruel? I mean, you can actually think to yourself, well, you know, that she had some sort of grievance. She's got to have a reason for killing her family members, because, like, 2 of them were ex mother and father-in-laws, and one was the local priest or pastor, I should say. So these are people, as they were saying last night in a documentary, that she felt must have been like they're above her, and they're not above her. So she's going to kill them. She's going to make their family's life, a misery. She wanted to do her husband as well, but he happened to say that ex-husband, that he wasn't going to come to the dinner. He must have had a reason. He probably, because they says that he might have been poisoned before and got away with it. So I don't know. I would say that is so. It belies the thought that somebody would actually try and take you out, and you have no idea that they've got that sort of grievance on you.
So why would I don't? So the ex mother-in-law, that's the ex-husband's parents that she's killed.
The 2 of them, Pattersons, and the mother-in-law's sister and the local pastor were the 4 people. The local pastor actually, because he's the hierarchy in the village, so to speak, because he is the pastor. So what was the
motive? That's what I don't get. Was it money? Was it?
That's what they said. They says that it was just like a matter of control. She hated them. If she was honest, after her and her husband split up, and they are church-going people, she must have thought that, you know, you're not going to lord it over me, or you're not going to be better than me. And that's the only thing that they can come up with, is that it was just done for power. And it does make you think that, you know, like somebody that you don't even know is feeling that way, could actually be feeling that way. So much so that they would actually go as far as to kill you. You know,
that's what I say. You always have to watch who you're eating with, because I would not be accepting no food from no ex daughter-in-law. That's for damn sure. Because you don't know what that marriage was like. It doesn't say, like, if you don't live with people. I'm not excusing her behaviour whatsoever. I'm just saying, like, you don't live with people, so therefore, from the time that person's become an ex, I'm not going around to eat with no daughter-in-law. I'm sorry.
But you're with the local pastor as well, yeah.
They've got children together.
Children together. The children were in the house, but weren't at the dinner. But was supposedly
not stable, is she?
Yeah, ate that food as well. But they didn't like mushrooms, so she didn't put mushrooms on their food.
So she's refuting that she did this on purpose. Then,
yeah, she's saying that the mushrooms were just like bad mushrooms, and they happen to be called death mushrooms, Black Death mushrooms. Or,
so it does what it
and
says
it's like, okay, that just gave it away. Do you know what I mean? That just gave it away. That you thought that you could fool people.
So did they all die?
No, one was in a coma. The pastor was in a coma for weeks. Okay. And then he came through.
Oh wow!
He had to have, I think. Oh no, he was in a coma, yeah, and he came through. But they were telling us about on this show of a man that actually did eat the same mushrooms, not knowing that they were poisonous. And he says that he went through a situation whereby he was in a coma, then he was then he had to have a kidney transplant.
Oh wow!
Because his liver. Sorry, his liver. They were going to give him a liver transplant, but he was blessed that his liver, because his liver can regenerate. Yeah, regenerate. So by the time they got round to giving him another liver transplant, because they were waiting for a compatible one, it actually grew better. So, you know, I mean, like, is it a coincidence that he's a pastor? They must have prayed the holy
heck
out of
what's it? It's your time, and when it's not clearly. But yeah, that's
so tragic. Sad. So tragic.
So did she get sentenced?
So she hasn't been sentenced yet. But can't imagine that she'll be out any time before. So she's a very old woman, you know what I mean? And as I say, it's like the laughing is not the laughing at them. It's the laughing at the irony that you would think that somebody's going to do something so great for you, or so lovely.
Well, how did she get them round there? That's what I mean. Were they always in contact?
They're still in contact, because they're still grandparents to her children, and she goes to the church. You know what I mean?
Oh, she goes to their same church.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel that could happen in a situation, and I'm going to say this, in a situation with, like, by the present king, because, like, at the end of the day, if it
get us smashed up for treason, treason against the state,
you know what I mean? Because like, there's too many.
Can't be talking about Queen Camilla.
Camilla. If Camilla got rid of at least 4 people, her family would be the new monarchy, because, like, they are family now. So, like, and I think that was a kind of what she was doing. You know, like, it's like, I am the power in this family.
That's what I don't get. Unless she was inherited. Oh, I suppose if she'd have killed the husband as well, the ex-husband as well, then she would have been entitled to everything.
But she is. But she's got money. They reckon that she's got money, inherited money anyway, but some people just want more. Yeah. So maybe it was just that.
I can't see any other reasoning. I don't know why the pastor, though. I don't know what he done to that, but...
Yeah, but the pastor is also somebody that I think must have double-crossed her in some sort of committee meeting, you know, like, you know, them villages, like the parish church has all the power. Because like if they go with something, then everybody's going to go with it. So somebody like her has got the money but not the power. So maybe she was just looking for the power, as I said. That's the same as Camilla.
Could be.
Our queen.
Could be.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, well, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Definitely, definitely. I thought that is so tragic.
That is sad. Yeah, well, I saw the at home the Fortune Gomo murder, where she was murdered by a young guy who was 20 years old in Dundee.
Oh, yeah.
She was a university lecturer, scientist, pillar of the community, family lady. Nothing but good words have been said about her. The man basically attacked her, stabbed her up, I think it was, in Dundee. As I said, everybody's like up in arms about it, saying that, you know, was it racially motivated? Is it just another attack on women in general? Which clearly it's another attack on women. But what I was going to think it is that the dad came out and put a statement out of the son. So the boy is 20 years old. The dad came out with a statement and said that, like, a video message basically on his whatever his platform is. So that's been circulating, and he's basically said that the boy had psychiatric problems. This boy's been having psychiatric problems. He's tried everything he can to get him thinking.
This is once again what we was talking about before.
The other day. Yeah. So he said that I think he said he had Bell's palsy. You know, when they have the lip drop thing. Yeah. So he said he had Bell's palsy, and they put him on prednisolone, and prednisolone can make you have some kind of psychotic episodes. That's one of the effects, one of the side effects of it. So he says he feels like there may have been something underlying anyway, but then taking the prednisolone has probably, brought it on. So he said after that, he's been, trying to reach out to get his son help over and over again. He said it's only when a couple of Christmases ago, I think he said 2022, the boy, the 20-year-old nearly killed his own son, killed his brother. Literally, it says it was Christmas time.
That didn't ring any bells for anybody.
Yeah, but he just said, like, he nearly killed his brother. So that enabled them to get him sectioned. So he said he got them sectioned, and then recently a psychiatrist deemed that he was fit to be released into the community. And he says, as a family, they begged the hospital or the unit, wherever it was held, don't let him out. Like, he's clearly still a danger to society. And they went against the family and let him
once again.
Look what's happened, literally. So he's obviously crying on social media saying, like, we've tried, we don't believe it's racially motivated, like, he's just unwell. Do you know what I mean? But my point being that I'm not refuting the facts that yes, this boy may be psychiatrically unwell, but remember the Axel Rudakubana boy that did the same on a live, them 3 girls in the dance studio, when their parents were saying the same thing, like, we've tried to access the help, we've tried to, we know that he's not well, do you know what I mean? He's clearly, like, been a thingy, they've been trying to keep him indoors, and he's been attacking family members and all of this. They told exactly the same story. And the whole city still rioted, like, not even just one city, like city upon city upon city rioted because of it. So, let's just see it for what it is now. Like, even now that Rudakubana boy just the other day it was announced that it takes 5 people to deal with him, 5 prison officers to deal with him, because apparently as soon as he went in there, he must have dashed hot water on one of the prison guards. So now nobody wants to deal with him unless they're like within a group of people. So if it takes 5 police officers to deal with this boy, and you was expecting his one mom or his one dad to deal with him. Do you know what I mean? Like, so let's understand the gravity of these things and see that it's not as simple as, oh, well, you know, he's just a this or he's just a that. Do you know what I mean? Like, people with psychotic problems will do some unpredictable things, and it's not because they're, you know what I mean? It's not because of their race or their religious background or anything like that. Rudakubana was a Christian anyway, you know what I mean? But that's what they will say. Oh, he's not British or he's a Muslim or whatever. It's not nothing to do with that. The same way, like the guy did highlight, you know, it wasn't to do with race as far as he's concerned. It wasn't to do with the fact that she was a woman. He's just psychotic. Do you know what I mean? He's just had a psychotic episode. So, you know, the same, like, you could see the outpouring of people being sympathetic to him, and he got the opposite of, you know, what Rudakubana's family or that situation got. So, you know, let's just be fair with these things, is my point, and just see it for exactly what it is. And it's not a colour problem. Like, it's a universal problem that needs addressing, that these people aren't getting the help that they need when their children or whoever in their family is going through a like mental illness, basically, like exactly how we broke it down in the
last
before.
one that we had, because we know that the COVID actually has sent a lot of people into a mental change, because they weren't used to. They were probably used to staying at home, but they weren't used to actually being told that they couldn't go out. You know what I mean? You've got a whole generation of people that had to not go to school, not go to college, not go to university, which is what you're geared up for as a child anyway, because that's what they've made you gear up to. Is that, oh, I'm going to go to university, I'm going to go to college and all, and then you don't for a couple of years. You know, like, we really need to realize that we have children that have been mentally impaired by the COVID, by the 2 years of COVID being the predominant thing, and not knowing who was going to live or die was another thing. I mean, people lost aunties, uncles, grandmothers, you know, grandfathers, couldn't go and see them when they were dying, or couldn't go and see them while they were sick. And it has a great, you know, it has a great effect on people's mentality. And probably we should. We're still looking to give people, you know, like, well, how did it affect you? You know, a bit of therapy, you know, like, stop. Let's wait until they kill somebody and look about them while this is happening now. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So, yeah, rest in peace, Fortune Gomo, and obviously condolences to her family as well. And hopefully, you know, the perpetrator's family also get, you know, some support too.
Yeah. The other one was which is not so important, but it was just a thought that I had about. They says that they're going to have to stop doctors, stop them from writing sick notes. If a person is sick and they can't go to work,
so what, as opposed to what?
What are they supposed to do? You know, like, doctor, I'm sick. I really need a sick note to get some money while I'm sick. And I'm sorry, we can't at the moment.
So what are they going to do?
I don't know. It's like, they've asked the government has asked them to stop writing so many sick notes because they've got they had say like millions the year before last, and now they've got millions more. But doesn't that mean that people are getting sick? Do you know what I mean? What are they supposed to do? It's the same as disability, the disability payments and things like that. If a person qualifies for a disability payment, why are you going to tell that person, that they need to think again? You know, like, have a job, get a job, and we'll see how it goes. You know,
they know that like most people don't go off sick work. Like most people don't go off work sick unless they're, you know, really sick anyway. Like with this whole cost of lives thing that's going on, there's people that are going to work and they're sick. Like, you know what I mean? So you know that these people usually, if they're going off sick, they are actually sick. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously you'll get like some people, obviously, you know what I mean, will just be taking the mick out of the system. But I think on the most, you know what I mean, predominantly people are not just choosing to stay off sick from work because you don't, like a lot of people are on like you know, they'll get like half pay if they're on sick or whatever, so they're not looking to lose money. You'll see people on that are freaking on cancer treatment and they have still going to work, do you know what I mean, because they physically cannot afford to be off sick. So this whole thing of not, like, you know, again, it just seems like pitting the working people against the working people. Do you know what I mean? Because it's only going to apply to us. It's not going to apply to the people that are in these highfalutin wages. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, again, it's, you know, it's just another way of kind of demonizing the people that are at the bottom
actually
of the food
trying
chain,
to
you know what I mean?
be somebody or do something.
Literally.
You know, like if you say like that man that as you said stabbed up the woman, supposing he went to the doctors and says, well, I need a sick note. Oh, well, you don't look sick. Oh, I am sick. Do you know what I mean? And when you strive then to be better and you're sick, you're making it worse, and they're making it worse. You know what I mean? They're making it worse by telling you that you don't need to be sick.
That they think you're well.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, sometimes you can't see how unwell people are. Like that's, you know, you don't know what their breaking
they obviously
point
don't
is,
because like they keep putting people back out in the community who's got mental health problems, saying that they're well and all right, and also taking them out of prison. And saying that they're well and all right. And they're not.
There's no room in the prisons anymore, is what they're saying also. So they said they may have to go to like a judge, just a judge system rather than a jury thing because of the backlog within the courts and all of this. Like the whole shit's falling apart, literally.
But
so
if
they're
you
going to
can't
be just
have
letting
a jury,
people out, and then
if you can't have a jury trial, then on some cases, it still wouldn't be seen. It still wouldn't make any sense to just have a judge trial. In some cases,
they're saying that's for the
because there is so many judges that have heard so many cases that they're discompassionate to what is actually being said. Do you know what I mean? To them about that person or the case, and a jury can actually probably sympathise with certain things that a judge would not.
To be fair, I think the compassion is lacking all around. I mean, we just see did he get let out?
Oh gosh, that's another thing, isn't it?
Like, well, not let out, but literally like
let out. The man's going to be out if it's 2 years. He's done 1 year in prison already, so you know, like
I think it's just a thing of people are just lacking anyway. But yeah, they're saying that that's just to kind of get rid of the backlog is to do because obviously it just people like don't want to do jury service again because the pay is crap. Do you know what I mean? You have to take X amount of time off work, which you can't afford. So they'll find a way of saying that, you know,
what is the point if you're going to put yourself in a position where people can see you in a jewelry, you know, as a jeweler type of thing, then you say like, you know, that person is not going to go free. That is just how many years are they going to get? And you've still got people that can go on the internet and find you, because one time, but if you was a jeweler,
family members in the court watching,
that's what I'm
they'll
saying.
Just follow you out and stuff.
I mean, like, but either way, they can still find you. The same way the police find people through social media, through their Facebook account or their Instagram account or something like that. That's the same way that their friends and family can find you, which like they couldn't before, because they'd have to go through sort of like the police or the directory, or they have to know everybody in the family's name or something like that once they've changed their name, or if they were. So now it's so easy to find you. It's like, well, that would be a scary job to actually be a jeweler. You know what I mean? So I can understand that.
Definitely not.
Definitely.
Anything else?
The other thing I wanted to talk about was Windrush. The Windrush thing, because we are generalizing today, but the Windrush thing to me is, you know, like, I don't know, you can't take over 50 years to identify with people that came to your country and you're still not treating them properly. You're still, you know, like, all you're doing is spending money, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? All you're doing is spending money. We've got pictures. The king's got pictures in his gallery of certain people. Yes, you know, good for you that you've got your picture up in the Buckingham Palace. But have you ever been there? Apart from Buckingham Palace, you know, I mean, apart from the fact that he says, I'll have a portrait of you to put up, because he's just done a portrait thing. So he's got certain Windrush people that he's got their portraits, and he's putting them up in the Buckingham Palace.
Isn't it? What the hell's that got to do with anything?
So
pay them their
pay
them their reparations.
Thank you, because that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't want my picture up in Buckingham Palace if I can't actually get some sort of respite for the fact that I couldn't go and see my family. I had to work my butt off to get my wife, children into this country at Windrush time. You didn't give us that money back then. Give our families that money that they had to work so hard.
Interested, as I said, it's just another tokenism.
It's just exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's just tokenisms, because there it is. So he's got all these people to
documentaries. These leading artists create portraits of pioneer members of the Windrush generation.
Yeah,
and they've got a whole show on this.
Oh, they've got a whole. What's it? But to me, it's like you still have not done enough when it comes to the Windrush generation. I would say that it's too little, far too late. It's far too late. It's not enough done.
And their kids are still being sent to Jamaica for being
deported because they've got no passport. But we're supposed to be happy.
And these people were invited, and you've got to remember that that's it. This isn't like under the whole "I'll stop the boats" immigration thing. Like, even that, like, I don't, I'm not really for them treating them people badly either. Do you know what I mean? But my point being is, Windrush Jamaicans and Africans and Caribbeans in general, do you know what I mean? Because it's not just Jamaicans. they were invited. They weren't immigrants. They, they spoke the Queen's English, and they had jobs where they were, and life was fine. Like, they weren't coming here for jobs. They weren't coming here to because we need to go to Britain. They were coming here because Britain invited them, because they needed help after the war. And I think that's what is getting lost on a lot of younger people, that don't understand what Windrush was. I feel they feel like Windrush was people immigrating, like black people immigrating to England. No, we came to help the empire. Do you know what I mean?
But the thing is about it as well is that the two generations that England took out of Jamaica is the two generations that should have built up Jamaica. And I know I've said this before.
They destabilised Jamaica because they sent all of their skilled workers to England to help build up England. Do you know what I mean? And then they treated them like crap. By the time now they've built up a life here and everything, then they've sent their children back to Jamaica, where there's no jobs or infrastructure or anything left. Do you know what I mean? And whatever they do have, like say fishing and stuff like that, they're frigging.
They don't know how to do that.
Well,
anymore.
Even if they did know how to, they wouldn't be able to, because they're not allowed on the beach. Do you know what I mean?
They're not allowed on the beaches.
Like, so like literally, it's crimes against crimes against crimes. It really is, like, and it's pitiful to then just say, oh well, I've got your picture
portrait and we'll put it up in Buckingham Palace.
Who gives a damn? Do you know what I mean?
Give me the money that the portrait costs to put up, so I can give it as a legacy. I know that older Jamaicans think that it's so great, like the King's identified with us. No, the King is playing catch up with the fact that everybody was used that came on that boat, because my family, some came by aeroplane, definitely at the same time, in that same generation. So it's not all of them that came, as you've just said, you know what I mean? All of them didn't come by the boat. As you said, you stop identifying these people that came by the boat because they were immigrants. No, they weren't immigrants. They came here because the Queen asked them to, and thought they thought they were going to get streets paved of gold. And if you think that is a simplified version of what they thought, they really did think that they would get money when they came, so they could bring their family back over here, and then they would all probably go back to Jamaica. Little did they know, they would never afford to go back to Jamaica, and it would be hard pressed to actually get on another boat, aeroplane, to go back and get their family. There's people in this country that has never seen their child again, and they've died in this country.
They're not even talking about like the broken homes, as you said, like people that had to leave their children, and like whether them children are alive, like that's relationships forever fractured. Do you know what I mean? As you said, grandparents, that's relationships forever fractured. People like yourself that
never met a grandparent,
with their grandparents because of those kind of decisions that were made, and offers that were disingenuous, basically, is all you can really put it down to. And
it's still disingenuous.
You just never will be able to.
It's still disingenuous because, like, I know that living in England and have been on holiday to Jamaica, I know the difference, and I know that, as I says, you left a country poor. When they took out the two generations of people out of Jamaica, you left Jamaica poor. And nobody has ever talked about that. Nobody has ever said that you educated. It wasn't uneducated people in the Windrush generation. It was educated people. So imagine if you educated all these nurses and then they went to Jamaica. You educated all these nurses in England and then they left and went to Jamaica. How would the country get on? Do you know what I mean? We've got the doctors' strike at the moment, saying they haven't got enough. Can you imagine the people that came here and done doctoring wouldn't have even got as much as everybody else who was educated in England, because they had to re-educate themselves. Even though they knew the job, they had to get the certifications and use their money to be educated in the same thing that they knew about already. There were teachers, there were doctors, there were nurses that came to this country to do what? To work in a factory, to work on the buses. We had doctors working on the buses, believe it or not. Those things not told. It's always this big boat in front of us with Windrush on it. There was Polish people on the Windrush, which is never hardly talked about. You know what I mean? It wasn't just Caribbeans that was on the Windrush, but I bet you those Polish people are in a better position than the actual black people on that boat. So to me, I don't glorify or celebrate Windrush. I don't celebrate Windrush. I don't care what anybody says. I will not celebrate Windrush till it's identified that Windrush was the death of Jamaica in the 60s and 70s. It was the death of Jamaica, and it wasn't made better by us being over here, because we couldn't even afford to send money to families in Jamaica. Yeah. We need reparation to all them sorts of things. Yeah. So that's my rant.
No, very valid.
Might need to edit that.
But no, yeah, it's all fair points. Definitely, I agree.
The thing was that this Irish thing, about 796 babies was found in an underground grave. These are babies that are, just because they're in a non-marriage, they're not married or anything, and they killed 796 babies and put them in a grave, and they keep finding more and more people. And I just think to myself, like, how evil.
It's all the pro-lifers, literally.
Pro-life or what's it? It's just keeping face, isn't it, really?
That's my point, yeah. Like, they say it by name, but they're not doing it by action, that's for damn sure. And yeah, people say it's in the past and that, but them type of mentalities are still here today. Do you know what I mean?
They're still there.
Yeah, that was terrible to think about. And as you said, there's probably so many more that there's yet to be discovered. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we know about these mother and baby places, and we've heard a lot of the stories of how these girls were treated. Do you know what I mean? Young girls were treated by like nuns and whatever, and you're just like, it's sad. It's really, really sad. So yeah, now whatever is done in the dark comes to the light, as they say. So yeah, you know what I mean? At least these babies will actually be able to have a proper burial and stuff now, hopefully, and be remembered in the way that they should. Do you know what I mean? Instead of hidden away like that. But yeah, I saw that as well.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
All the children that have been, got rid of that way.
But yeah, end it on a good note. Obviously, we're coming up to the summer holidays here. So, July marks the end of some people's schooling career, like primary school career. So all the year 6 leavers, congratulations. Well done on your SATs. Whether it's you're leaving...
don't forget to buy your teacher a present.
I don't know about that. Going from year 11 into whether it's sixth form, apprenticeship, college, whatever it is that you're doing. If you've just done your GCSEs, congratulations on that. Hopefully you get everything that you need in order to continue on your educational journeys. And the same for those in sixth form. Congratulations on your A-levels, and hopefully you get what you need to go into uni.
And it's always good to remember that if you come across something else that you think, oh well, this is good, you know, like go for it, you know, like don't let anything be, because I told everybody that I wanted to be a doctor, so I'm gonna have to do and slog it out, you know. No. If it's painting that you wanted to do instead,
or
go
even
for
if it
it,
is that, you don't get the results this time, like just, dust yourself off, try again, like you're still young, and even if you're not young and you've done these things and you have to do it again, like nothing is over till it's over, so don't see it as the end of the world if you haven't got the results that you need, maybe that just wasn't for you. Whatever is for you does not miss you, just remember that. So yes,
happy holidays,
have a great summer.
Subscribe, come on, you're doing well. Get those numbers up. Like and subscribe.
So next
Bye.
time.
My time to talk.